so I'm here on the Consent Fest today in Philadelphia with Abby.
Hello.
Hello. Abby is a yoga teacher, certified yoga teacher.
Yes.
And she was leading a session on consent yoga. So I got curious, what does yoga have to do with consent?
Yeah. So, there are a lot of things that come up when doing yoga in terms of consent, especially around things like physical assist. So a lot of yoga teachers, especially a few years ago, would be pretty hands-on with people and just kind of like move their body into a position without really asking. Something really important that I think a lot more yoga teachers are thinking about now is asking for consent, obviously, before doing that, and doing things like giving people cards, so if they are open to those assists, they can put one by their mat, as well as, asking, is it okay if I touch you? Is it okay if I do that? So that's one piece of things.
I love that. I think that's so important.
Definitely.
I think people forget about that.
I think it's something that, and a lot of people, some people really go into yoga classes expecting to get those hands-on adjustments, so it can be a nice thing, but I also think it's something that's maybe a barrier for some people where if they don't want that, they might not go to a class in the first place because they're worried, they don't know if they're going to be asked for their consent.
Yes. Totally agree. I think it's super important, and it's just easy to fix, right?
It is. It's a very simple thing, and you can still do a full class, get pretty much everything you might want to get out of it. And just think more about like encouraging people to decide whether they want to do certain poses in the first place. Like having them really think about, is this something that works for me? Is this something I want to do? Yeah,
that was the other aspect of it, right? The first was about touching people.
Right.
But the other, other thing was about like feeling into your body. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think so often in yoga classes we're like, at least speaking for me from the past, I'm like comparing myself to other people.
Totally.
Like, I have to do it this way, and why am I so bad? And then I might do things that are actually not good for my body.
Exactly, and you could end up injuring yourself or just, not feeling good in, other ways.
And from teaching myself as a yoga teacher, I also remember I often offered people like, why don't you there's a simpler version or something.
Sure.
And but no one ever did it. I was like, no, I can do it.
That's such a big thing too, and I think like as a yoga teacher, something I'm definitely thinking about a lot is like how to try to frame it as like, oh, you're not as good if you're doing this version, or this isn't like the easy way out, but just like doing what works for you. And we couldn't do it in the park, but I'm a big fan of having like props and blocks and different things because they can help a lot with that too. Yeah.
Great. I think this is great advice for yoga teachers and also for all of us when we participate in yoga.
Totally.
So thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Let's keep enjoying the Consent Fest.
All right, let's do it.